Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, let's talk about the absolute biggest buzzword of our era, artificial intelligence. I know, it can feel a little intimidating, almost like some wild sci-fi concept we just aren't ready for yet. But today, we're going to break it all down, strip away the heavy jargon, and transform AI into something that is clear, structured, and honestly, surprisingly easy to understand.
Let's dive right in by anchoring this whole concept in reality. Just think about your day so far. Have you asked Siri for the weather? Did you let Netflix recommend a new show? Or maybe you saw a Tesla navigating on autopilot during your commute. Well, if you've done any of those things, you are already interacting with AI. It's not some distant, futuristic tech. It's already here, actively shaping your daily decisions. In fact, it's become so seamlessly baked into our everyday lives that we usually don't even realize we're using it.
To help us wrap our heads around this massive topic, here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with what exactly AI is, move on to the 3 stages of AI, take a look under the hood at the tech, check out some real-world applications, and finally, weigh the pros and cons.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1. What exactly is AI?
So at its absolute core, artificial intelligence is simply a technology designed to replicate human thought processes. The whole goal is to make computer-based machines think and act like us to solve complex problems. It pulls this off by combining traditional computer science with incredibly massive sets of data. By processing all that information, the machine literally learns to problem solve and automate tasks in ways that mimic our own human logic. So instead of just following a strict, boring set of pre-programmed rules, it actually learns to adapt.
Now, get this. What's truly fascinating is that this isn't a new idea at all. The term artificial intelligence was actually coined way back in 1956 by a computer scientist named John McCarthy. So you might be wondering, why is it exploding right now? Well, making a machine actually think demands an insane amount of computing power. Power that frankly simply didn't exist until our recent technological boom. For decades, the incredible theory of AI was basically trapped, just waiting for computer hardware to finally catch up. And boy, has it caught up.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 stages of AI.
You see, AI isn't just one giant monolithic thing. It's more of an evolutionary spectrum. We can break this progression down into 3 distinct steps, moving from the narrow tech we interact with today all the way to what experts theorize about a limitless and maybe a little intimidating future.
Stage 1 is artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. Some folks call it weak AI, but honestly, don't let the word weak fool you. These systems are incredibly smart, but they're strictly limited to performing specific single tasks. Literally every AI you interact with today, whether it's Siri, a customer service chatbot, or the recommendation system building your Netflix queue, lives purely in this first stage. They are absolute masters of their one specific domain, but they are totally clueless outside of it. Next up is a massive leap to Stage 2, artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is where a machine has the capacity to comprehend or pick up essentially any intellectual skill that a human can. We are right in the thick of trying to successfully implement this stage today. Systems like IBM's Watson or GPT-3 fall right into this category, aiming for a point where a computer can make complex decisions, plan, and function holistically, just like a human mind. It's the huge jump from doing one thing well to doing pretty much everything well.
And finally, we reach Stage 3, Artificial Superintelligence, or ASI. Right now, this is purely theoretical. It's the stuff you see in summer blockbuster sci-fi movies. But it represents a wild potential future where the intelligence of computers doesn't just match ours, it completely and utterly surpasses human intelligence in every possible way. We're talking about a threshold where machines could invent and problem solve at a level we can't even begin to comprehend.
All right, Section 3. Looking under the hood.
Now that we know the stages, let's pop the hood and see what makes this engine purr. Remembering our rule of 3, we can break down the complex mechanics of AI into 3 distinct, highly interconnected subsets of technology: machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing.
First up, machine learning. This uses simpler concepts to handle functional automation. It basically allows computers to learn from experience without us holding their hand. Think of how your email automatically detects and filters out spam by constantly learning what a junk message looks like. Then we step up to deep learning. Actually, scratch that. It's more like a subset of machine learning, but it tackles highly complex tasks by literally using artificial neural networks to imitate how the human brain processes information. This is the heavy lifting behind things like advanced facial recognition. It's a much deeper, more layered approach to analyzing data.
The third piece of the puzzle is natural language processing, or NLP. This is the critical ability of machines to learn, understand, and translate human language. So whenever you're interacting with a customer service chatbot online and it actually grasps the intent behind the text you're typing rather than just recognizing standalone keywords, yeah, you are experiencing the power of NLP in action. It perfectly bridges the communication gap between human speech and computer code.
Which brings us to Section 4, Real-World Applications. So how is all this underlying tech actually being used out in the wild today? Well, it's rapidly transforming our most vital sectors. In healthcare, AI is helping doctors identify diseases faster to provide way better treatment. In education, it's automating grading and managing communications so teachers can actually focus on their students. Over in banking, advanced data analytics are stopping fraudulent charges dead in their tracks by spotting irregularities in milliseconds. And in robotics, AI is designing real-time routes and detecting physical obstructions instantly.
But you know what is truly remarkable? AI goes far beyond just operational convenience. It's actively protecting human lives. By stepping in to take over highly hazardous physical jobs, we keep real people out of harm's way. Whether it's safely mixing toxic chemicals in a volatile lab or piloting space vehicles set to navigate the incredibly harsh terrain of Mars, AI is stepping up as our ultimate shield.
Because of these massive industrial shifts, there is a booming, almost insatiable demand for AI engineers who can build and maintain these systems. And that demand is driving astronomical economic growth. In fact, the AI market is expected to reach a staggering $190 billion by 2025. That number is just massive. The sheer scale and speed of this growth is monumental. We're quite literally watching an entirely new global economy being built in real time. Finally, let's zoom out for Section 5, the pros and cons.
Okay, let's lay it all out on the table and weigh the impacts, because there's a serious dramatic tension here. The pros are incredibly compelling, right? AI streamlines repetitive tasks, prevents devastating human error, enables massive new tech discoveries, and, as we just saw, saves humans from physical danger. But we cannot ignore the very heavy reality of the cons. Executing this costs billions of dollars. It absolutely threatens non-hazardous human jobs. It's been shown to plagiarize art and create severe hacking risks. And let's not overlook the massive environmental drain. These servers run incredibly hot, and cooling them down takes a monumental toll on our planet's energy and water resources.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a real thought provoker. AI is unequivocally here to stay. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. But how we navigate its ethical and practical consequences, that is entirely up to us. Knowing the immense, game-changing benefits it brings, but weighing them against those very real heavy costs. Do you believe the positives of AI outweigh the negatives for our shared future? It's a complex question for sure, but hey, now you have the foundational knowledge to decide for yourself.